Greetings and welcome to my channel. This is Sorcerer Tal. You can also find me on Facebook in the Sorcerer's Guild. Today, on the Sorcerer's Shadow, Volume 1, we are going to be discussing the essay entitled the .com Sigil. Now, what is the .com Sigil? The .com Sigil is a sigil I designed to help you create a sigil to filter all of the thought projections, energy, intent, or even actual spellcraft that can potentially be sent to you through the internet realm. You could think of the .com sigil as the astral version of your IP address. Okay, so why do we need a .com sigil? Well, as I say in this essay, anytime you are having a conversation with another person, a mental link is formed. So, what kind of conversation? We're not talking to people over the internet unless we're Skyping with them. Well, we are, right? We're messaging back and forth. We're having a dialogue, responding to each other's thoughts. This creates a mental link. And there are people that can take advantage of this and project spellcraft directly through a conversation, not even in direct messages, potentially through the comment section in a post. Anywhere like that, or through an email address if it's actually sent to your email. Anywhere on the internet where we are interacting with other people, we are creating a link. The .com sigil allows us to give a way to filter that. The way I designed the .com sigil is that even if they download pictures of you from the internet, if it came from the internet originally, it will be picked up by the sigil. That is because everything that is created with every link that is created over the internet has a certain frequency connected to it, a certain type of energy pattern that is associated with that type of link. The .com sigil is designed to link onto anything that is coming from that realm towards the other sigil that is attached to it. The other sigil that is attached to it. There's the part you have to make. The .com sigil itself is actually quite simple. It is just a circle with a dot in the center. It looks, well, I have a picture of it in the book here. See if we can get that up here. It's literally just a circle with a dot in it. It's made from .com, but it works for .net, .org, anything like that. And like I said, anything connected to the internet because it's connected to that energy signature. So, what you do is you can take the letters from your IP address or the letters from your primary email address minus the .com, and you make a sigil out of that using the alpha method, the letter method, or you can use, like I said, the numbers, or you could use a magical square, anything that you want to consider your connection on the internet realm. If you have a special sigil you use to represent yourself on the internet, you might even want to use that. And then you just add the .com attachment. Alternatively, I suppose you could start with the .com and then draw your own sigil over top of the circle with a dot, and that would create the same purpose. And then from there, you can actually simply draw that, charge it, put it on your altar, maybe paste it to the side of your computer tower, or you could then put it on selenite to give it a more powerful cleanse. And wrap that in copper because copper is connected to the internet realm because of all the wiring used, even though they don't use so much copper anymore. There is still a connection to the concept of electricity and copper. So it's a good metal to use whenever you're dealing with this type of technomancy. So you could take a piece of selenite, etch the sigil into it with the .com attachment, wrap it up in the selenite, place that somewhere on your altar or near your computer, and it would provide an even more thorough cleanse. This particular sigil we actually even have tested. After I designed the sigil, I had a fellow admin of the guild, Amber Herman, attempt to throw a little bit of kind of silly curse work at me and a few other people to see what would happen, and it got filtered through the sigil. So, it has been tested a few times at least. Now, one of the things I outlined here is, okay, we actually covered that. Like I said, any energy that is passed through this link will have a particular energy signature associated with it, no matter what type of spell is cast. Now, because of that, with this .com sigil, if you do the selenite with the copper, it's going to remove everything. So, if you know someone is casting a spell at you, for you, I suppose would be the better term. If someone is casting something for you that you know from the internet, your link to this person is through the internet, and you have one of these .com sigils, you may want to temporarily remove it from the equation, or rather than using the selenite, simply, like I said, draw it on a piece of paper, attach it to the side of the tower, and make sure that when you create your sigil and add the .com, that you create it with the intent that it is only blocking negative work. You could add a third sigil to it even for this purpose. Create the email, add the .com attachment, and then add an attachment to the sigil to allow positive spell work to come through. The reason I bring it up that way, almost like it's a repair app, is because that's exactly how it happened to me. I had the .com sigil, I made the whole thing, and then I realized that positive energy was getting blocked too, and I had to do a patch, I guess is the term. I had to do a patch to allow certain positive spell work to come to me still through the internet. Okay, so let's see, is there anything else that we need to cover over this? Okay, yeah, like I said, it does cover as well when you were taking pictures. A lot of people, especially in the occult community, are hesitant to use pictures, even for their profile picture, for that very reason, that they're afraid people will download pictures and then use those pictures to cast spell work on them. Well, if you have the .com sigil, that is no longer an issue. Okay, so that'll be it for this episode. The next essay in the book is creating a personal sigil. This is something I have covered before on YouTube. I will have a video for that, and I also have more than one essay on why this is important. So, creating a personal sigil is next. So, to me, it is a very important aspect of the craft. I highly recommend you join us for the next episode. I'll be getting to that soon. Okay, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take the opportunity to do so now. And don't forget to join us next time. So, until then, bright blessings and an interesting fate. This has been Sorcerer Tal.